All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. And right here, right now, we actually have a phenomenal living legend, in my honest opinion, man. Formerly signed to the iconic Stones Throw Records. We have Roxy right here, live on the line, man. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I'm so blessed to be here. How you doing?
Oh man, doing great, doing best I can possibly be man down here in Canada. Just enjoying that fall weather. It's a good little change, getting away from that blistering heat there for a little bit.
Oh, man, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I literally just landed from Cancun myself, so I know what it's all about.
I gotta ask, how is everything out in Cancun, man? Because I gotta say that right there is a phenomenal end of summer vacation.
Oh, man, it was wonderful. We went 18 men through the jungle, zip line. I went snorkeling with the fish. We went to the Mayan caves. We went diving in the natural lakes. It was a blast. It was a blast, bro.
Hey, I gotta say that right there sounds phenomenal, man. You know, just being able to walk through the jungle, I don't know, man. That just sounds dope and fun, and a little dangerous on the wild side, man, because you never know what's gonna pop out from the bushes, but definitely probably exhilarating.
I ride motorcycles, so I'm with the but
But Rock, I know you're a busy guy, man, so I'm gonna dive right into this interview, man. But I want to take you back to the beginning of your amazing career this far, and I have to ask, what originally inspired you just to get into the music industry initially, man? Because you have such a unique sound that if you put on a Roxy record, you know it's exactly who it is.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Honestly, what got me in for wanting to be an MC into this whole music thing was the movie Crush Groove. I saw it when I was little, when I seen all my little legends right there on the big screen, from Run DMC to Fat Boy, Curtis Blow, Ice-T, so forth and so on. And I said that's what I want to do in life. And I've always been a fan of music of all genres, from the reggae to the rock to jazz to neo soul, whatever it may be. So once I found myself in a position where I was able to express myself, this is a tool that I use music for my therapy. I'm glad that you say when you hear a Roxy record, you know it's Roxy.
And also, as well, in 2004, you were actually first introduced to the world with your appearance on Ono's single Move Part 2. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners the story behind that collaboration, and of course, how did you guys originally get connected, man? Because I gotta say, you guys had such phenomenal chemistry on that earlier release project.
So, before Stone Soul, we all come from a group called Crazy Digger Palace, which is the Blue Pack, Madness, Wild Child, DJ Rones. You had Ono, you had Metaphor, you had Debbie Perkins, you had myself, you had a few others, Can Kick. There's more to go on. But we were already a collective before Stone Soul came on the scene. It was just Blue Pack was the first vehicle that gave everybody the door open to express ourselves and do our music.
And I gotta say as well, man, like, was that the only time you guys actually had the opportunity to work alongside Ono, or did you guys actually do a lot more work together as well after that, of course, like after the 2004 release?
Yeah. Me and Ono, we were actually a group. We're Team Gibbons. So after we did the move situation, we did a whole bunch of projects together. Any project that I put out, Ono's a part of it. He's either featured on it or he's producing on it. I've been a part of numerous Gang Green projects or anything that he does. He actually is just finishing up a project right now with myself, Chino Excel, and Ono. So that'll be coming out soon. And me and Ono are about to start working on All Questions Answered cartoon as well. So, yeah, that's my brother. That's one of my best friends.
And also, as well, in the early to mid 2000s, you actually inked a deal with the iconic Stones Throw Records. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners the story behind that deal. And of course, how did that opportunity originally arise for you? Because Stones Throw is pretty much the place to be in hip hop currently as well.
Well, I have to bless that all to Ono, to Sway and Tech from the Wake Up Show. I did a mixtape. Hot City, and it had the track Don't Stop on there. And Peanut Butter Wolf had got a hold of it, and he was fond of it. So I was doing a few things around the social camp around that time. I did a few white labels. I was on the Ono Disrupt, the original Move, and I was on the Move Part 2. And during that time, that's when I put out a mixtape, and I was working on my album. So, right before Ono's album came out, they was promoing it. Percy P, Ono, myself, and Peanut Butter Wolf, we went down to the Wake Up Show. It was originally supposed to be for Percy P and Ono, But Ono kept bragging about, how good of an MC I was and whatnot. So the Wake Up Show actually threw on some beats to try to put him to the test. And I was on there, let's say, from that day, literally from that day, every weekend for 6 months straight, I was invited back to the Wake Up Show. So I guess that performance I put on that day impressed Wolf enough to be like, okay, I want to take him on tour. So I actually went on tour with Wolf while he was DJing, and I was his hype man. And then in between sets, he would let me freestyle. He would let me battle other people out there in different cities and whatnot. So that's how the deal actually came about.
And I gotta say as well, definitely just reappearing on that show, and of course going on tour with them as well, would definitely get you discovered in all sorts of places, not only on the airwaves, but of course in every single city that you go to, because you never know who is really in the crowd.
Exactly. And one thing about me, I'm one of those people that's in the crowd, so I do my music for that. I'm not one of these artists that are at the show backstage and you only come out and do your set and you're gone. I'm hanging out with the crowd the whole time before the show and after the show because this is who I do it for.
And also as well, on June 27th of 2006, you actually released my personal favorite project by you, which is a phenomenal 16-track album titled All Questions Answered. I was always wondering, man, what was the story and inspiration behind this phenomenal project, man? Because this is the album where I originally discovered Roxy myself.
I appreciate it. Coming off Oxnard, Oxnard at the time, it wasn't really known. It wasn't really known worldwide, and I always felt like I've always been going around from state to state, city to city, telling everybody about Oxnard, representing Oxnard. So once I finally got a chance to do my first solo LP, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give these cats Roxy, but I'm gonna give them, me, all of me. So with all questions answered, any questions that may arise, who is this MC? What is he about? Where did he come from? What is his content? Is he a one-hit wonder? Whatever the case may be, I felt like, okay, this is going to be the album I come out the gate, so I'm going to let people know who Roxy is.
And I do gotta say, man, such a phenomenal project. One of my absolute favorite songs actually off that one is actually Dirty Dirty. And if I'm not mistaken, man, I believe DJ Rome's actually was the one that actually produced that joint.
Yes, sir. Long, he's been making beats for a while on the note, and I would always tell him, like, man, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to definitely get one of these beats to put it on my album. And for me, it felt no better place to put it on my first album. You know what I mean? Because everyone knows Rose for their cut and being a part of New Patch, but people sleep on his beats. Rose is real dope.
And I gotta say, I definitely agree with that, man. When you hear a DJ Rome's beat, you know you're in for a treat, man, in my honest opinion.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's been Madman, Jay Dilla, Karen Kidd, TJ Rome, everyone's been in that circle, so how could you not have built up some of that, you know what I mean?
I gotta say, I definitely agree with that, man. You can never go wrong. But also as well, man, on August 29th of 2014, you actually teamed up with the rapper Big Pooh to actually release another phenomenal album, the 11-track collaborative album titled Trouble in the Neighborhood. I was wondering, how did yourself and Pooh get connected, and of course, what was it like just collaborating with him for this entire project?
One thing about my career, I've been blessed. Any collabo project that you see me do or I put out, they're actually my friends. So it's no better feeling to do something with people that, like, these are people I have everyday conversations with. We hardly talk about it. We rarely talk about people. So when we do bring it up to one another, it's like, okay, oh, you were thinking the same thing, I'm not saying, like, dang, that'd be kind of dope. So that people know you from the little brother, and I always felt that Pooh was an underrated rapper. He makes great songs, but I always felt like with his lyrics, he was always underrated. So I was like, I wonder what people would think if me and you teamed up to do something. Would they take it serious? And Trouble in the Neighborhood is what it was. We call it Controlled Chaos.
And I do got to say, you guys had such phenomenal chemistry, man. So I do hope in the future you guys actually come together again and do some more work, man, because that album was absolutely phenomenal.
I truly appreciate that. And yes, every project that I put out, I'm coming back around full circle and doing part twos of everything. As I mentioned earlier, All Questions Answered part two, and we're about to start working on it. Me and Ono are going through beats amongst various other producers. Me and Huff Kingpin are talking about doing another project. Me and Trey Tuna are talking about doing another project. Myself and Karen Kid just finished up a whole album that he produced. So, I mean, there's a lot of things in the works. I've been sitting on the single that I did with Juicy J and Paul Wall a while ago, but I'm still trying to figure out what direction I want to go with that. But I definitely have a lot of things in the works.
And also, as well, aside from the music industry, I also read that you were actually a well-established actor as well. I was wondering, what actually made you decide to venture into the acting aspect of the entertainment industry? And of course, for the listeners that might not know this, what roles have you actually done so far in your acting career?
Oh, man, as far as my roles, I don't even really like to talk about what actual roles that I've been. I like people to stumble upon them. I like people to just be watching certain random movies and then be like, oh, I've seen you in this, or dang, I heard you do a voiceover in that. But my whole reason for getting into acting was this entertainment thing. Like, I mean, I don't want to be a 70-year-old rapper, but I got into it to build a brand, to be able to branch off and do other things within this industry. I started doing acting so I could learn how to get behind the camera and learn to start directing. I also got music and stuff placed and things of that nature, so I said, you know what? Let me start focusing and learning how to do music scores. It's just another avenue to get most music that wouldn't be in those realms. I'm just trying to break barriers. That's all. That's all. Most people wouldn't see me doing acting or any type of entertainment, but once you actually see me doing it, they're like, oh, okay, I get it. I'm more of a mysterious kind of character, if you notice. With my music, I'm not really on social media all day, every day, or any of those type things. I'm pretty much just locked into working and trying to put out good projects. And then once that journey is over, then I'll sit back and be like, okay, we did this, we accomplished that. But for now, I'm just hungry, still trying to get my next project. I want you to feel like it was all questions answered. That's what I'm chasing.
And I gotta say as well, it's actually good that you actually do that as well, because I find a lot of social media is very bad for your mental health, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you, you know. And some of the posts you come across, man, I don't know if it's just me, but you feel a lot dumber after you watch some of these videos as well. It really makes you lose a little bit of faith in humanity.
Oh yeah, I mean, whether I like I tell a lot of up and coming artists, me personally, I don't get involved in the praise or the negative comments, because either way, if you get too much of it, it's a bad thing. You know, I just try to stay grounded and stay working. I call it the matrix. I try to stay away, far away from the matrix. Too many people get lost in that, and like you say, mental health is mental wealth to me, so I'm happy.
I gotta say, I definitely agree with that, man. I try my best to stay clear of all that internet foolery, you know what I mean? Because I gotta be on the internet to promote all these interviews, man. So I come across some things and I just sit back and go, wait, what? What did I just see?
So it makes your focus and your motivation on what you're doing that much more, you know what I mean? So you take something positive from it, and you're making something positive of it. So that's, I salute people like yourself, you know what I mean? So it's a needed thing.
And also as well, on December 4th of 2020, you actually released another amazing album titled Oxtails. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about your most recently released project. And of course, do you actually have any hard copies available to be streamed or purchased today?
Oh, yes. I have hard copies of all my projects. Oxtails was something that I felt like, okay, I wanted to give people a glimpse of Oxnard when I was coming up, from a young buck to my mid-20s, you know what I mean, and what the scene of Oxnard was like, what we were listening to, what the vibe was like, what we were getting into. So those were the type of songs that I did for Oxtails. I wanted to give something kind of like a DJ Quick out, you know what I mean, and one of those type of artists where you hear like, okay, you know he's from this place, you know he's from that city, you know what I mean? So I wanted to do a project like that. So they'd be like, okay, that's Oxnard. If you've never been to Oxnard, if you listen to Oxtails, you'll be familiar with Oxnard.
And also as well, immediately following this broadcast, I'm actually going to be playing one of your songs that actually dropped in 2020 called Run It, featuring Jelly Roll and Shade Thrower. I was wondering, for the listeners that haven't had the opportunity to listen to this song yet, what can they expect from it when they hear it here momentarily on 97.7 FM?
Oh, man, you're going to hear legendary Jelly Roll. For anyone that's not familiar with the producer, Jelly Roll, Dr. Dre Camp, that's Death Row, that's Designer, that's Snoop Dogg, that's the West Coast legend. Legend. And Shea Thorne is one of my alter ego characters. For those, anybody that want to see me acting, you can check out the Run It video. It's what you'll see Shea Thorne there doing this little thing and whatnot. But my whole basis behind it was I wanted to do something fun but serious at the same time, if that makes any sense. Like, I wanted the vibe and everything to be fun. I wanted everybody to have a good time, but I really was meaning what I was saying, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. So it's just one of the songs that me and Jelly Roll have been working on. Like, a lot of these producers, I have whole projects with these guys. So what I like to do is I like to take one song or we do a song for a specific project that I'm putting out. So I kind of introduce people to getting used to hearing a me and Cool, me and Jelly Roll, anything of that nature. So once you hear the whole project, it's nothing new to anybody.
And also, I have to ask, what is next for yourself, Roxy? Is there anything we happen to miss during tonight's interview? Anything else you do still want to talk about or promote? What was to got you here live on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM this evening?
No, all I want to do is you send me a beat so I can give you an exclusive drop. That's what I want to do. Roxy want to do a drop. That's what I want to do for you. I want to spit some bars on one of these beats you got going fast. That's what I would like to do.
I got to say as well, man. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any beats handy right now, but I can definitely shoot you one over if you want to create a drop afterwards.
Yeah, that's definitely what I want to do.
Okay, perfect. I know some people, they want to bust freestyles over the phone sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't got a beat up yet. You know what I mean? Like, I've had that a few times where they catch me off guard, and it's like, man, I wish I had the technology of Sway in the morning to do stuff like that. To be honest with you.
No. Anything that I do for you is gonna be all exclusive, tailored for you. No freestyles, no nothing. I'm putting in my time, my effort, my focus. I want to do the best that I can do because I appreciate keeping in your stature, as I'm saying. And this is just my way of saying thank you.
Hey, most definitely. What I'll do after the interview is I'll actually shoot you over a couple beats actually to your email.
No problem. Like I said, I have so many projects in the coming. Like, one time, the next interview, I'm going to put a little Roxy mix together for you that I'm going to shoot over to you that you could be able to play for the people because I'm pretty sure you're familiar with my catalog, but I'm sure there's a lot of things that may have slipped through the cracks. So, I kind of want to, familiarize everybody with Roxy.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, most definitely. Whenever those projects drop, we'll actually definitely get you back on the airways, man. Because I do know we only touch base on like about maybe 2% of your career here this evening, man. I know I let a lot of things slip through the cracks, man. So I definitely will dig through the cracks and get them for our second broadcast.
I got you. And I truly appreciate you, as I say. I love Canada.
But also as well, man, this is a time in the interview right quick that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give like shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to, but most of all your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything Roxy if they're not already doing so.
Oh yeah. You can find me on my social media, Roxy Ox. That's ROCCOX 805. Roxy Ox 805. That's all my social media. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the bells and whistles that's going on out there.
And I gotta say as well, thank you so much again, man, for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening and sliding into the 97.7 FM airwaves, man. It definitely was an honor and most definitely a privilege to chop it up with you here this evening, man. And again, I definitely look forward to speaking with you again whenever your projects do drop to the general public.
Oh, the relationship is already built. I'm going to send you like exclusive stuff that no other radio station will have. Like I'm saying, we doing that type of things nowadays. I got you.
Hey, most definitely. If you send it, we here at Outlaw Radio FM are definitely going to spin it, man.
Yes, sir.
But again, Roxy, thank you so much, man. We definitely shall talk soon, man. Have yourself a wonderful night, man. We shall talk here very soon.
Stay blessed, and I thank you.